Hello, another video blog post for my novel Lethbridge 2112 or Suicide Hotel, and the making or the writing of the novel and what I do and how I do it and what I come across. Weekly blog post, this time again as a video, because I came across this book by John Lanchester, The Wall. I read it because it's contemporary dystopian novel, much like mine. Has a different subject, takes place in England. It's all okay, but I just wanted to be up to date. It's a world bestseller as far as I know, and I'm just curious what the colleagues do, if I'm so dare to say that he's a colleague of mine. So the story is about the wall, where it's all across England, all around England, a border wall to the sea where the people try to enter England. And it's about this crew that stands on the wall and protects England from the intruders. The crew has a week off and they go for a hike, for camping. And I just read this a little around here. None of us had any money, so we thought we'd go camping. We wanted to go somewhere with no view of the sea. So I'm absolutely into characters, and so this is super in character. I love that. Of course, you don't want to see the sea, the water, because that's what they stare on for 12 hours a day. You get sick of it. Makes totally sense. I like that. Check. Now I come back to that later. Further down, I circled it. We had 2 tents borrowed from the quartermaster. We agreed to leave our communicators behind. A radical move. So these communicators come back on the next page already. That pub is out there somewhere, Cooper said. If we had our communicators, we all agreed. And that is for me like I would have melted this together. Either on the second page here, when they come across a problem and then mentioning that they didn't bring the communicators for one reason or the other, or better, and that's what I prefer usually, is like I introduce that earlier, a couple of pages earlier, way earlier, with the communicators, and then come across a problem, but not 1 page later. I don't know. I feel like maybe there was a editor or publishing house meddling with it. I don't know. I haven't read anything of John Lanchester's others writings. I consider this, not good writing. Sorry. You can read my novels and tear me apart. That's fine. Further down, it is... That was the other big, daring, innovative thing we had done for this trip. We had decided to bring help. So help is they brought help. Help in the future, in his future, is like to people that help them, for example, carrying their backpacks. And this comes out of nowhere. So again, like before they were introduced, standing beside their backpacks, no words of the help. I find it, at least to say, lazy. I don't know. I would introduce this more carefully. I think it's so far I didn't come across major problems in this novel. Now I'm on page 66, the 9th chapter, where kind of, for me, it fell apart to the point that I stopped reading the novel. And maybe I just take this as an example what for me is thinking in character, writing in character, etc. Because here's another thing. I mentioned before that they, or not me, John Lanchester mentioned before that they don't want to see the sea, right? So, and then when we got to the top of the mountain, the view opened up. A lake. Stretched out in front of us. Stretched sogar out. This is water. If I would be the character, I wouldn't stay there. I would say, like, at least one of the 6 characters should say, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see water. We agreed on this. There is no tension between that. Besides, probably all 6 of them in my novel would have said, let's keep walking. I don't want to see a lake in my only time off the wall. So this is, I always mark those OOC, that's underneath there. That means out of character. I think I still have that from filmmaking or so. But yeah, so these are my issues that I had. Is that major? I don't know. It was enough for me to stop reading the novel. Maybe understand me. All I want to say is, so that's what I mean when I work on my characters, that they behave in their world, not only understandable, but with a clear motivation, a clear point of view. And that's why it probably takes me between 2 and 15 years to start a novel, because without seeing those things, I don't want to tell a story. For me, the characters are just as real as we mushrooms and onions out there, minions that we are. So for me, a novel is a world, and I want that it's all in character, even if it's a fictional character. Thank you so much for listening, for watching. Leave your comments and questions in the comments. I would get back to it. Thank you. See you next week. Bye.